So I believe, okay, we're on YouTube now. Okay, so we're talking allergies. So first, before I redo the story I was starting, the only allergy that I know I have of medicine is like amoxicillin, because when I was a kid, I guess I got like like a rash or something.
Yes.
Uh, I don't remember it at all, right? It's just that's always the thing I say. I'm like, I don't know, I've got that. So like they don't give me penicillin or anything. And I guess the cillins.
I
Yeah.
think, as you saying, I think that might be what I had an
Really?
allergy to.
Amoxicillin? Yeah.
I
I
think
believe at least
so.
back in the day it was like a pink medicine. I don't know. It was pink.
Oh, it's too many years since I took it, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's interesting. Hmm.
Hmm. Yeah. So, but the other thing was the panic attack in Chicago. And so I was working for the fashion designer and was 2 weeks before my wedding. Was just a little stressed out, feeling like I didn't have time for anything. And she I remember like I felt almost like I had cold symptoms too, aside from like being starting to have itchy hands and feet. And so I was like, hey, like basically, can I go to the doctor? And she's like, I really need you back here at the office. Like, because I was out at an event for her. And she was like, I really need you to come back to help cut stuff out. But I looked,
Hmm.
and this urgent care on this street is open till 8 o'clock. So you can go later tonight. It's like, great. So I went later that evening, and the doctor was telling, like, explaining my stuff, and she's just like,
Oh,
well,
it's.
are you experiencing any stress this week? Like, and I just
Mm.
like broke down crying. I was
Oh boy. Yeah.
she's
Oh,
like,
it
yeah, she's
happens.
like, well, here's things you can do to relieve stress, but like in the like basically for our 2 week period that where like you
Hmm.
don't have any time to like, do yoga, whatever. She's like,
Yeah.
here's some Xanax. Let's take this so that you get rid of your itchy hands and feet. Because it was keeping me up at night. I was like trying to either use like ice cubes to like freeze my hands so I wouldn't feel the itchiness, or use like a heating pad that was so hot. Like I was trying to figure out like what would numb my hands the best, and feet. It was miserable. So, uh, yes. So I feel for you with your itchy hands for allergies,
Thank you.
for
Yeah.
medicine allergies.
Yeah. It's
It's so
amazing to
hard.
think.
It's like
Yeah.
the worst thing to itch. You can't scratch. Like you can't rub your.
Mm.
You
Can't
can't get the
see.
itch.
It's like, can I scratch my own
And if
hand?
you do that, like it doesn't even feel right to do it.
No. Well, up
Yeah.
until today, so far, I think I might be keeping the skin on my hands because always it gets to the point where the skin just
Oh,
peels off my hands.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
don't know if
Oh
you've ever
gosh.
had that. Everything you touch is very, very cold or very, very hot. So while I was washing the breakfast stuff this morning, I put my hands in. That's hot, and I went, "Well, this is only with the allergy."
Oh my god.
Um, so now I'm putting actually moisturizing creams on, and
Oh
so
yeah.
far it doesn't look too dry
Okay.
because the anti-allergy and the what do you call it, the hydrocortisone that you
Oh yes.
use
Hmm.
um, actually dries out the skin even more, so
Okay.
therefore it does fall off. So it's like, oh right, now I need moisturizer. I
Right,
feel
right.
like a washerwoman. Keep moisturizing my
That's
hands
hilarious.
every.
Yeah, 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 right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's funny. Um, well, so for our royal topic today, I bet you can guess who it's about.
I believe somebody's been playing on the beach.
Uh, wait, what beach?
Ooh.
Yeah, I was like, hold on, I don't know about
Oh,
that. I was just talking about Prince Andrew and being
oh no, I was
being
talking
stripped of
about.
Prince. Is there a newer
Come
thing?
Come on, you're a heartthrob. Why aren't you following him to Brazil? He was in Copacabana in Rio this week, and now he's
Oh,
in Berlin talking about the G30 Health World.
yes, I did actually hear
Listen,
about that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I did hear about that in on the Jack Royston report, but it was like a side note. I was like, definitely after all the Prince Andrew stuff. Um, okay, so Prince William, uh, where is he? He's in Brazil.
yes.
Um, let's see. Oh goodness, let's see. Okay. So is there one where he's on the beach? Or are you just
Yeah.
saying? Okay.
No, he was actually playing volleyball on the beach with some of the local youth
Oh,
groups
okay.
there. I think that was probably Tuesday, maybe Wednesday.
Okay. Was he dressed for the beach? Oh, I see, I see. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No,
Gotcha.
no,
He's not
he was
dressed.
dressed like
Yeah,
he
he's
was dressed like a normal not candidate, a British man on a holiday. He had sort of a regular dress shirt, dress
right.
pants,
That's
shoes, and socks. He did actually take his shoes and socks off to actually to to try and hit the ball three times.
right. Oh my gosh. Cute.
But yeah,
Yeah. Yes. So that's okay. So that's good. So that's good royal news.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. I
although
know
I
about
suppose
Andrew,
in a way this
and
is good royal news, right?
no, but if you're going to carry on with that, now you've got the controversy with the other person we always talk about. Well, in fact, there's a couple there, Harry, because he's up in Canada
What's
trying
he
to,
doing?
he's doing some talk there, or whatever, and as
I
you
knew he
know,
was on a podcast. I heard he was a guest on someone's podcast.
no, he's up in Canada, and of course, at the moment, the only thing that I've heard, do you know a podcaster called Neil Sean or Sean Neil? He's a
No.
royal, I wouldn't say writer. He's done a
Yeah.
lot of my mind's going blank, like
Yeah.
news articles and
Okay.
discussion. So he's really well connected into the royal.
He's like a
I think what I call it advertising
like a royal watcher, royal expert.
speaker,
Yeah, yeah.
watcher. When people ask about certain things, he's one of the people. He's
Right.
got a YouTube channel, and he was also mentioned that the only thing that's really about the Sussexes is that they're just trying to upstage anything else that's happening out in the world. So because William's in Brazil, oh, it
Right.
so happens that Harry wants to go and do a talk about something in Canada at the same time. So
Ah,
the media kind of gets split and drawn away from
right. Right.
well,
I see.
and of course Meghan now trying to launch her beauty line because all the other things haven't really been working, and the PR companies, oh no, it's just coincidence.
Right. So, okay. All right. So, what is her new beauty line? Because that is, let's see.
Don't know.
Do you know? Let's see. May. Nope, that was May. Skincare routine. Um, because I don't know about the beauty line actually. That I have
Oh
that's
my.
I know you like know everything. Apparently, I've just been like down the Prince Andrew rabbit hole, not
Yeah.
paying attention to everybody else.
Uh-huh.
Um, yeah. So is it gonna be part of As Ever or like
I think it
website?
is probably, or they're just going to launch it as this is her new thing because obviously nobody's been buying wine. How many
Right.
jars of jam preserve can you actually make a profit out of? Um, and she knows that everybody being beauty sense will pay a lot of money for makeup.
Oh
But it's
yes.
just another one jumping on the bandwagon. And if you want another thing, remember when Meghan was in Paris and the media ripped her apart a little bit?
Yes.
Well, did you
Mhm.
know is it Hermes? The handbags, the most expensive.
No, I didn't
What's
know
that?
this.
What's that brand of French handbags?
Oh gosh.
Hermes, Hermes.
Oh, Hermes. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Hermes. There you go. Well, evidently she reached out to them to to collaborate with them
Oh.
to make a one-off design for her so she could help promote it. And they said, no, we don't do one-off sort of things like that. So her PR team then went back and tried again, and they then politely made a statement that they don't do these sort of things and they won't be having it because the idea that she wanted to keep it, and they won't be lending or giving her anything either. So
Oh.
the fashion world are all kind of oh, here she is trying to
This,
get
yeah, they're
into
sort of giving her like the cold shoulder. Yeah,
yeah,
because
but they're still
Vance,
watching her just in case it
yeah,
does come out with something good.
interesting. So I haven't been on the As Ever website in a while, so now I'm on it, and they've got it, of course, set up for holiday gifting now.
Mm.
So there's a signature candle that is water lotus, sandalwood, and California poppy, and it is $64. Very decorative candle. Um,
Okay, yeah.
there's a signature fruit spread gift box, so you get 3 fruit
Mm.
spreads for $42. Uh, and then oh, if you don't want the gift box and you just want the trio, it's 36. Um, there's a honey duo gift box for 62. Um, yeah. Oh, looks like flower sprinkles are back in stock.
Ooh.
They have a hot toddy mulling spice kit. And yeah, it looks like they're back in stock with their teas. So okay, that's good. And yeah, and then of course they've got the wine now still. But it is not yeah, but her at least the beauty line is not on here. So maybe it's something separate. But Oprah's
Mm.
favorite things is has announced like put the fruit spread gift box on her thing. Like so it's like, Oprah's favorite as featured on Oprah's favorite things. Great.
Mhm. Yeah.
Like
And that's all that they're trying to do is use other people's names to leverage what they have.
right, right. So
It's just to make a profit. And that's what the biggest problem
right,
that the royal family have. And this is where I think it had come into the part of Andrew. This is where I was trying to do this. Um, the king and William have the thing that you are not meant to profit by your royaltage or
right,
title. And Meghan had actually tried to copyright and trademark the Duchies of Sussex, even if they lose the title.
yeah,
And this is where it's coming, where Andrew's been stripped
yes,
of that because they've gone through Parliament to write into the law directly that A, they've removed them, but also they can't copyright or trademark
right.
anything that is affiliated, should I say.
Interesting. So I started using the AI companion that's in Zoom, right?
Mm.
And I've been using it for like meeting notes, right? But today I just realized I was like, oh, I can also just like ask it questions. So I asked it, I said, does Meghan Markle have a new beauty line of cosmetics? So Meghan Markle is reportedly planning to launch a new beauty line under her As Ever brand, but it is not officially launched yet. So multiple sources indicate she's trying to expand her lifestyle brand. Uh, interesting. Okay, so good job, Trevor. you, you knew
Yeah,
that.
I might not be, as I say, I might not be around, but I've obviously been kept up to date.
Yeah, apparently, yeah, that stuff that news makes it your way. Um,
Mm.
and then um, so with Prince Andrew,
Yeah.
yes, okay. So, as most people know, he was stripped of his title of prince and royal
Hmm.
highness from by King Charles.
Hmm.
And up until that, up until this point, it has all been Andrew speaking for himself, right? Like out of the
Hmm.
palace, whatever. The palace has
Yeah.
not made any comments. And he, had that statement just a couple weeks ago that was like, I've talked to my family, decided I'm not going to use the honors and titles, right?
Hmm.
But they weren't stripped from him at that point. That was just him willingly giving them up.
Yes,
Uh,
I saw that statement.
yes. And so now it's like, oh, you're like, yeah, you're getting stripped completely of Prince. And he's finally getting kicked out of Royal Lodge.
Yeah.
Uh, and he's gonna be in a house on the Sandringham estate, not the main house,
Yes.
but
No.
a home on Sandringham estate.
Paid by King
And
Charles or his brother.
what'd you say?
Paid by his brother.
Correct. Yes. So I feel like that's something to talk about,
Mm.
how we like to go back and forth. So with given what, he's been stripped of his titles. So a lot of, and I listened to Jack Royston's Royal Report this morning.
Hmm.
So, like 80% of people polled, or Brits polled, said, like, they were on board with this, right? Like,
Hmm.
great, they stripped him of Prince. And I'm like, who are the 20? Who's the other people? But anyway, um, and then of those people, it was like the majority think that it was like long overdue to do this to him. There were a handful of people that were like, yeah, this is right on time. And like there was a very small percentage, he said, that were like, you're acting too quickly. And
Oh
he's
my
like, and
goodness.
he was like, who are those people?
Fergie, maybe?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Like, let's not jump to conclusions.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of emails, but
Yeah.
um, so uh, so let's we'll speculate. So now that he's stripped of his titles, like
Hmm.
officially, and he's going to be, sort of exiled to his Sandringham estate house, uh
Yeah.
what do you think about, like, what the family interactions should be from now on? Because I'll say my take is like, yeah, you can't have any public outings anymore. I'm not
Hmm.
saying that you should never talk to your brother again. I feel like
Yeah.
that wouldn't be great either.
Hmm. I
Um,
think, yes, I think this is kind of recapping a little bit of what we were saying last week.
right,
That, and I think we used the thing about crime, didn't we? Parents with children that had done crime, sort of thing.
right,
Uh, there is this family bond, there's the bloodline. It doesn't have
right,
to just make it makes no difference. It's still his brother, it's still an uncle, he's still a father, he's still an ex-husband. Um, you can't banish and isolate people into solidarity who haven't done a crime where they're in prison. But even in prison, you're
right,
not 100% in solidarity anyhow. You have human interaction. Humans need humans
right,
interactions.
right,
So we remove you from public scene. We give you no voice in public. But if we're having Christmas, or maybe, one of the princesses has another child and then wants
right,
to invite all the family across, of course we're all going to come across. It's a private party at one of the
right,
houses in Sandon. Um, I think you support your family in whatever way. I don't know if the relationship is going to be tarnished because of the public image,
right.
probably.
Yes,
But is generally, and we've got to consider this is also King Charles' approach and the Bible and the religious aspect, that we have to learn to forgive.
right,
So forgiveness must be part of what they do in their private family,
right,
no matter how bad it is.
right,
And I think that's where they are
it-
lucky, because they
right,
can step out of public view. He
right,
doesn't have to go to work in a public company like you and I would to earn a
right,
salary. Therefore, he can have pretty much a good, quiet living
right,
out of social media, out of media eyes, out of public eye, even though he would walk down to the supermarket and maybe get his own groceries or something. But I think at that point, people are just kind of like, well, yeah, fall on him.
right, right. Well,
Um,
and I
always
forgot,
just look at Windsor. Nobody really
yeah,
bothered him.
yeah, I forgot that also Jack Royston pointed out that, like, had he had they, like, let's say, cut Andrew off completely and like threw him to the streets or whatever, right? Like no
Mhm.
more contact at all. He's like, that's not going to be good for the monarchy, or because he's like, who's going to come and help him? It's probably going to be other countries that want information, and like,
Yeah,
like the one alleged spy that was like kicked out, even though like the Chinese spy that, the Chinese
yeah.
spy tried to appeal it and say he wasn't, but they didn't care. Um, but it was like, yeah, so that's a really good point too. It's like you can't just throw them out on the street either, because that's a problem for like the British government,
Mhm.
beyond the monarchy. So
Yeah.
you can't have him out there being like, well, fine, whatever, I'll go work for a foreign government, right? Like they'll take care.
Elvis.
So uh
Yeah, because
so there's that too.
what would you okay. Obviously his income is being affected. His pensions are probably being affected.
Hmm.
Um, do you think he needs to have a job? He needs something to do, but then again, he hasn't been doing any public engagement for the
Right,
last what 3 or 4 years.
right.
Whatever it was.
Uh,
Was it 2019? Don't know why 2019 popped
yeah,
into my head.
2019 was the Emily Maitlis interview. Yeah, on
Okay,
BBC. I have notes this
so
time because like Jack Royston went over the timeline. I was like, okay, okay, let me write down some years.
right, I don't have notes. Well, I just
Yeah,
have this.
yeah,
Um, so he hasn't had to really work because he's had some form of income. Now, stripping all the titles, I think some of those would have come with pensions, like a military pension.
yes,
Does that mean because he was a royal, he got a royal pension from the military, or he got a pension from the military? I
right,
don't know. And I know there are sometimes that, but will he need a job? Because if the house is being paid for,
right.
he obviously had some businesses that he's obviously been involved in because all the
Sure.
people, so there is some form
Some
of
kind of investment
genuine
or
income.
something, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So would he need a job? And if so, what sort of thing do you think you could actually go and do?
Right, right. Well, that's what I don't think he does need a job. I think he only
Uh,
would need a form of income if they cut him off completely, and like did not give him a
yeah.
house to live in and did not,
Hmm.
you know, weren't going to help him financially at all. That's when I feel like he would be in a desperate situation and open
Yeah.
to, bad characters.
Hmm. Well,
I mean,
here's another.
he's already been open to bad characters. That's what got him in this mess.
Yeah.
So we know he's
No,
not
it might
great
be
at
other.
picking friends.
Yeah, I was going to say his choice of friends isn't very. He hasn't
Yeah.
got a great radar to distinguish
Right,
between
right,
good side or bad side, or red
right,
side to
right.
yellow side. Um.
And so what's funny, so the notes that I took for the years, so Jack Royston was like, okay, so just to recap real quick the timeline.
Mm,
So in the 2019 interview with Emily Maitlis on BBC, what Andrew, according to Andrew, he cut ties with Epstein in
mm-hmm.
2006,
Oh.
but the picture of him in New York in 2010 with him, that was, to end the friendship officially, and like 4 years after you claim you've already cut ties. And in the interview, he basically says like he's like guilty of basically being like too honorable. Like that's what got him in trouble. Like being such an honorable person, by going and breaking up with your friend in person got him in trouble. And then yeah, but then there's the one of the many emails, but like was like April 2010, like same year, that was like the email to Epstein about like, we'll rise above this together and play again soon. But claims that his last contact will even say, aside from whatever planning that New York trip was, right?
Mm-hmm.
There had to be some kind of communication in planning the trip. But
Yeah.
aside from that, claiming that you guys didn't talk since 2006 until 2010 is like, what? Like that that's
Yeah.
hard to believe, Andrew. And like
Uh-huh.
everything
Yeah.
you tell us is hard to believe.
Uh-huh. It's like, well, yeah, but then there is something in the past, but I forgot to mention that, didn't I? Oh, silly
Right,
me.
right. Yeah, yes. And I forgot to write down, oh gosh, what year it was. Oh no, I didn't. In 2011 was when he like sent the email or whatever to like the private police officer, whatever, whoever it is, that to ask them to dig up dirt on Virginia Jeffries, with her social security number and birth date. Uh,
Yeah.
Prince Andrew had that and sent that in 2011. So like a year after, he's supposedly out of the mess. I mean,
There's
that
some
wasn't contact with Epstein, but that
no,
was, but it's
yeah.
related to your stuff. Like,
Hmm. Yeah, and the thing about I read the other day about Exxon, even though they had the parties and what have you, of course, part of his business was financial consulting sort of thing. But I was trying to think of what was it that Fergie had done to have that involvement prior to, as we suspect, she
right,
was the first lead content to maybe get Andrew involved in that
right,
area. Because it didn't make sense to me to think that even though we're involved with TV and films
right.
and media production and all that sort of thing, why would that be of an interest? And at what point, why give a
Well,
loan? That means you must be
right.
a personal friend.
Well,
But then
remember
because
they're
he had a
friends because of Epstein's girlfriend, Ghislaine, was
yes,
his old school friend or whatever.
hmm
Yes.
yeah, but that was it. But I couldn't see what the financial element was. And of course, the financial element is because he had a financial
Yeah.
services company.
Yes.
And I went, oh, okay. So now we have kind of a non-personal relation. We have a business connection.
Sure.
And I think that's what they've been trying to play, isn't it? As a business connection, no, we had no understanding of it. Yeah, even though I did used to know his ex-girlfriend, blah 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 blah.
Right, right.
And I can see where he's in, maybe in his mind. It's
Sure.
well, what you're accusing me of is a personal thing, and that never actually happened on the personal level of thing. But in a business concept,
Right.
yes.
Yeah. It's like, yeah,
And
we were business
these,
friends who also hung
yeah,
out and did things on a friend level in a criminal sense. Like,
yeah,
you also
business
had
was
like
legit.
hangouts that were not business.
Yeah, yeah. The business side, all legit, all above board. Personal,
Right.
dodgy as
Right.
hell.
Right. Right. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm like, so I feel that this, in my opinion, this should place enough distance from the, monarchy and like Andrew, or
Hmm.
at least a good stance for like, because even in their statement, it says like their royal highnesses, being Charles and Camilla, like,
Yep.
like basically it's like all of their, I forget if it's like their thoughts, their feelings, whichever, it's sympathies. It's like with the victims and always will be. Like it's
Yes.
never anything like, and Andrew's never once put any of that in any of his statements, like that
No.
sentiment. And so yeah, so they're at least trying to be, on the right side of
Yeah,
this.
the sort of neutral and recognize that there are victims, and
Right,
we want to kind of at least acknowledge them, not
right,
whether we need to support them or say sorry, but we
right,
want to express personal Christian values and
right,
prayers and best wishes to people.
right. And they didn't, throw in any, I'd have to pull up the statement, but I don't think they threw in any garbage about like, that Prince Andrew had always done his best for the family or whatever, right?
Hmm.
Remember in
Yeah.
Prince Andrew's statement where it's like, as I always have, I put my, uh,
Duties and public
country
family
and
first.
duty first. Yeah. And I continue, and I, stand by, denying all of the allegations. That was
Yeah.
his statement. And then,
Yeah, a person.
and that
And
probably, it
then
was like, Jack Royston was saying that it was probably like where part of it was like the royal family for letting Andrew be the one who spoke for himself so much for a
mhm,
while. It was like, let him be accountable, like let him speak directly. And then it's like, yeah, but that just lets him do his own like crazy, twisting of words or whatever you want to say, right?
mm,
He's just trying to manipulate it. It's not,
yeah,
there is no accountability for him.
no. The other thing that came to my mind, thinking about Harry and the cost of living and all the rest of it, and this is kind of an interesting fact because he no longer has the royal titles of anything. security when he goes out or goes to places. Because this is one of the biggest things that Harry's been saying, that he should be entitled to security because of his title.
Right.
Um, do you think Andrew is still going to have security to some degree?
Hmm.
Will it be as equal or less than what Harry has, or
Right.
even probably I would expect it to be less than what he used to have because of the
Right.
titles?
Hmm. That's interesting. That's I hadn't thought about that. Yeah, yeah. It's like I I guess just because I feel like it's like, well, if he just stays on property, then he has whatever protection is there. But if he needs to go out and about, does he get one officer with him, or is it just he's on his
Mm.
own?
Yeah.
I don't know what that would. Yeah,
Probably he would have to hire private security
right.
because obviously the state
Yeah, I can't
or
use
the
the
government
states.
provide that depending on what the capacity of the reason of the outing. Now, if he's not meant to be attending public ceremonies, now this will be an interesting one because
Right,
again, this is a family thing. When it's going to happen, when Charles dies, it's obviously going to be a public funeral. Will
right,
he be able to attend? And let's take security. Whose security would he be covered by?
right,
Now, I'm
right,
assuming it would be the royal one because they could just say, well, we'll just gather them all together and we'll do it all in one.
right, right.
But then that's going to be a public thing. So, at what point does that family public thing divide have to be broken? Because I think this is going to be one of the other things. He'd be damned if he does go, and he'd be damned if he doesn't go. Also, I don't think he can win at a
Uh,
funeral.
yeah, yeah. And sorry, do you mean for Harry or Andrew? Are we which one are we
For
talking
Andrew,
about?
sorry, for
Andrew.
Andrew, because
I feel
when
like
King Charles goes,
yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
this is his brother of what 60 odd years.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right, right. Yeah, that'll be a tricky one too. And it will be like if you go, you cannot go talk to anybody public. Like,
Yeah.
you can't talk to
Hmm.
your family. You can't go get pictures where you're trying to like, yuck it up with your
Mm.
your brother or
Yeah.
your
Well, you
whoever.
can't, your brother would be horizontal at that point,
Well, I
so
know
it'd
he's
be
got
the new
another
king,
brother. He has Edward.
uncle. Oh, yeah.
But someone or William, right?
Yeah.
With your
Mhm.
nephew. Yeah. Um, I feel like that would be yeah, because if he doesn't go, I don't I don't know. I feel like he wouldn't even be damned if he doesn't go. I feel like people would kind of be like, "Oh, okay, wow, like that's a big step or whatever." Like,
Yeah.
that's a big they might recognize it as a big deal, but I don't know if people will be like, "Oh, well, he should have just gone." I think
Yeah, I'm hoping it'd be something like when you see, let's say, the Duke of Gloucester or the Duke of
right.
wherever, the Dukes. You see them there, they're dressed, but they're like 6 rows back from the
Yeah,
main
yeah, yeah, yeah. Right.
character of the family. But as the cameras will show, oh look, there is Andrew.
Right,
So he
right.
attended. So he's seen in like the second third or of the group or the
Right,
procession,
right, right,
but not the first third, because the first third would be the
right,
royals, and then there'd be maybe the dukes, and then the best
right. Well,
friends
it's
or
like
connections.
was it Charles's coronation where Harry came over and they put him
Mm,
like several rows back, right?
yeah.
So it's like,
Uh-huh.
yeah, Andrew, they're gonna have to bury you in the crowd. Like
Yeah.
you're gonna have to be back with the people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're not in the general congregation. You can be in the elite section
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like anybody who's
or the
there is
invited
already gonna
section.
be elite. So like
Yeah.
if you're in the church, you're
Yes, at least.
you're
Yeah, it should
good.
be there.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they have the family element of it as well, which obviously now again they televise that they're going into Windsor Castle,
Right,
so at some point he should be there.
right,
Um, just that he won't be riding a horse with a military uniform and all the rest of it.
right,
He'll
right,
probably just be walking like the others or in a car, with,
Right.
oh look, there's Andrew with the Duke of and the Duchess of there.
Yeah.
Theoretically, it'd be in a car of him with Fergie and the two princesses, I would
Right.
assume.
Right. Right.
12 cars back behind the horse and the carriage.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that would make sense. So it'll be interesting to watch now to see what happens next because I mean Jack Royston was saying that he was very surprised about the news that his title was stripped. Not saying that he's not saying that it should not have been, but like
Mm,
when they heard that there was going to be news out of the palace about Andrew, they thought it was going to be that he was just about Royal Lodge, like just about his
mm.
living situation. So he's
Yeah.
like, yeah, we got that news too, but it was like, oh, okay, like the king's finally trying to show like,
Mm.
hey, like, this isn't
Well,
cool.
I had heard last week that William was trying to do this removal of titles,
Right,
and you see how they do it. Do it through Parliament, but it was kind of guided more towards, I think, the news line or the storyline was more towards Harry
right,
than Andrew, and I think at some point they kind of said maybe Andrew or whatever. Um, but and I think I mentioned this last week, is because the Queen of Denmark had been stripping titles and
right.
reducing the size of the royal family in Denmark. And the way that she did it, was the way that he realized, oh, this is probably a better way to do it because it's kind of less personal.
Right, right.
And this is where Parliament got involved because they wanted um, let's say, an audit of the expenditure of what public money has been going through
Right.
at the house and all the rest of it. That was also a leading factor of saying, right, you can't be there because this is now public money, so you have to leave. And it was all, I think it was driven through in more of a legal,
Yes.
governmental line,
Yeah, yeah.
which made good sense without having to say, I, as king,
Right.
decree and claim that you shall no longer, and off with her head.
Yes, yeah, because they said Sandringham is private property. Yes. So
Yes.
uh so it's not the same as the Royal Lodge deal.
No.
Um so I was going to ask you, this is a different topic. So if
Okay.
you don't have any more thoughts on Andrew, I
No, I've had enough of Andrew.
you've had enough of Andrew. Thanks for playing. Thanks for playing with me.
Yes, that's okay.
So
I've played my trump. I've got a
yeah.
little friend.
Oh my goodness. Hello.
Say hello,
How's
everybody.
he doing? Oh,
Elvis is okay. He's doing
yeah.
what he usually does. He's sat in the background barking at mum. Hence why he's looking that way. He's like,
Oh,
"Where's
that's
my
great.
mummy?"
Oh,
Uh,
what's she doing? Is she working?
doing some work. Oh,
Okay.
thank you.
And he's just
Got a
biting
little.
at her.
Yeah, and I just got a little lick on the nose. He went to the beauty parlor yesterday, so he's
Oh,
feeling
I was saying I was gonna
all
ask if
soft
his
and
hair, yeah, his hair looked like it was freshly like cut.
hmm. Well, if you actually he's got hyperallergenic free hair or fur, not hair,
Oh wow, okay.
but it is so soft you would think it's human hair.
Oh wow, okay, nice. So, so I was gonna talk about AI, which we've discussed before, right? Okay.
Hmm.
So I told you, like right now I'm using the AI companion in Zoom, right? And it's a
Yeah.
nice little function. We have talked before about like using Chat GPT for business
Hmm.
functions and all of that. Okay. So, and then we obviously use for our backgrounds, right? We're like, hey, fun, like
Yes.
fall picnic, blah
Mhm.
blah blah. So where and it's like there was the writer strike out in Hollywood about
Mm.
AI and like
Yep.
fighting what how AI can be used basically, right? So that it's not replacing people's jobs. So and I kind of was like, yeah, but like it's not like it can do it perfectly, right? Like I didn't understand. So now I'm
Hmm.
going to tell you where I've seen sort of the other side of it. So have you heard of the craze about K-pop Demon Hunters, the movie that's on Netflix?
Mm,
It's
I'm not sure.
not
No,
made its way to Brazil. Okay, so it's
it
huge.
might have. I might not. I haven't been on Netflix for the last couple of weeks, so
Okay.
been on.
Well, it's geared towards kids, so kids
Mm,
grabbed like onto it, and I don't think they knew it was going to be such a hit that it
mm,
is. But it's K-pop, so Korean pop music,
mm-hmm.
and the storyline is like it's like a three-girl band, like singing trio, and then there's like these five guys that make up a demon boy band, and
Okay.
and there's like a whole storyline, but it's like the girls are the good guys, and like the boys are the bad ones,
Mm,
whatever, it's a whole thing. But it's lots of fun, like K-pop music, and it's just a fun movie. So there's lots of stuff now being created surrounding them, and Piper, I've only recently started letting watch like some different YouTube videos, right? And at
mm,
first it was like, oh cool, somebody came up with videos of like the characters from the movie, but it's almost as if like it was like a TV show, like here's after the movie, now they're hanging out and they're doing this or whatever, right? So um it seemed like okay, that was all right, but then it's like you go down the YouTube rabbit hole, where it just like plays the next video that's sort of related, and clearly it's, I mean, it's whatever, it's AI that someone has used, but they are using it so terribly because the story, it's basically like almost, it feels like it's 10 seconds long, these little
mm.
segments of like the characters interacting with each other, and then it like cuts straight to the next clip that's not related to the previous storyline, and like
Oh.
very weird. They have ones where like they've made the characters now little kids, and then it's like, oh, and they're poor, and this one's being mean, and like they're out on the streets, and then it'll do the exact same storyline for one of the other characters that they've now made little.
Oh.
So
Okay.
like it's
Hmm.
just a bunch of garbage. And like I finally tell Piper, was like, you can't keep watching this. Like I was okay with the ones that seemed like they were going somewhere, but
Mm-hmm.
then there's ones where like now they're getting pregnant, like someone dies like in childbirth, someone else is cheating on someone else, like it
Oh
turns
wow.
into a whole thing. I'm like, so this is also not like very kid
Friendly.
friendly
Yeah.
anymore. um and it's very bizarre. So I was talking to Eddie about it, and Eddie has the film degree, and so he was saying like this is the problem, like because people can come up with like garbage content so much faster using AI, and they like flood
Mm-hmm.
everything. So it's like, because I was saying, I was like, how did Netflix not have a real TV show following up from this movie, right? And it's like, well,
Yeah.
they didn't know it was going to be a huge hit. So
Mm.
they can't turn it around that fast, right?
Yeah.
Especially if it's going to be something quality, like, good enough to
Mm.
be on actual streaming. YouTube,
Yeah.
there's no like
My
quality.
God.
Yeah, there's no quality control. So I thought, so this is my first you know personal experience with, I'll say, bad AI.
Mm-hmm. That naughty AI. Yeah.
Yeah. So what thoughts do you have, if you have thoughts, on AI at the
Okay.
moment?
All right. Um, in fact, something I said just earlier in the meeting, I work with a disability group who got a charity. So we were talking about using some of the AI features like the chat features, but make sure it's accessible.
Yes.
Now, when we said, oh, well, when we get some volunteers to do this, I said, look, this is the problem that we have. We all know the expression garbage in.
Hmm.
Well, if you put garbage in, that's the only level it can work with in AI.
Right.
So it's only going to take you, and we all agree, it only takes you so far. That's where the human element comes in.
Right.
And this is what I've been saying about the accessibility of websites when we create them. AI is great as in checking, running reports. But when
Hmm.
it comes to remediation, yes, it can find the errors, but you really want the human to do the repair work
Right.
because it stays on the human. It knows what he's looking to do to actually change those features.
Right.
And that is part of, when you think of AI, we give it to everybody. We
Mhm.
give everybody And this is going to be a little bit
Hmm.
in the
Oh wait,
sense.
sorry, your microphone went in and out. So I didn't
Oh,
hear what you
sorry.
said. That's right.
Okay, so this one's going to be a little bit political, and I'm
Okay.
just doing this as a demonstration, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not to be.
Okay.
We give everybody the right to use a gun. There are a lot of people that have guns at home today in America who never use them. It's there for protection. We have a lot of people that will use the gun in a right legal way that they're entitled to.
Hmm.
They don't do anything stupid with it. And then we get a few that would take it and now do something out in public absolutely ridiculous
Right.
and now tarnish the results of
Right.
why having a gun is correct for everybody.
Right.
Now, if we take that element of the stupid ones going out in
Right.
public with a gun, well, now everybody with a gun gets tarnished with the same concept. And if you think about it, if the ignorance of
Right.
understanding the right features of how to use a gun is applied to what you ask AI to give you
Yes.
as a result,
Hmm.
you have to be intelligent enough and smart enough to know what type of output you want, what the results are going to be. So if you only ask 5 words, make me a movie,
Right.
AI is now, well, with all the information I've got, this is what I'm going to use. You didn't specify, you didn't give
Right.
me parameters. But
Right.
now, if you read a script with 500 words and it's specifying that I want you to make me a movie based for children under the age of 15 or whatever it is, the characters must keep it very light. We cannot mention this, this, and this, and this.
Right.
These are some similar topics I would like to play with.
Right.
Here are some resources for you to research for furthering things. Go ahead and draw a draft before publishing.
Right.
Now, that was probably about 150 words.
Right.
Script. If you think about when you want to build something, if you were to go and do a business plan for your individual business, it's longer than 150 words. And this
Right.
is what gives you an income of money. And you've got
Right.
to go to a bank and sponsors and all the rest of it. And they're going to ask you a lot of questions and delve deep into it to see if you've done your background.
Right.
General people are not putting the input into AI. So therefore, again,
Right.
we are our own worst enemy to complain it doesn't work.
Hmm. That's
That's
true.
my point of it.
And that's yeah, and that's a fair point. Uh, and I'll say if we, keep the comparison with like guns, so how do we, I'll say,
Mhm.
keep AI out of dumb people's hands?
Yes. Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
where are the laws to protect us from bad AI?
Well, I think now if we think about it, AI should have levels. And I
Right.
can see why a paid version or a licensed version.
Right.
So if you want to use it for fun and games, yeah, you can get anything out of it and it'll be a lot. It's
Yeah.
just fun. There's no content value. If you want to give it content value,
Right.
that's where how you get this, and you have to respect these guidelines of when you're working with it.
Right.
If you let's say running a corporation and development of new technology, again, you work within those parameters. But if you're at the bottom of the line, you can't access that information
Right.
because you haven't proven yourself to be qualified
Hmm.
to be able to use.
You're right. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, there needs to be different levels that you're
Yeah,
trained for, or yeah.
yeah. If you think about it, if you want to be an artist,
Right.
you can do great doodles and sell
Right.
them. You can make some money out of it.
Right.
But if you want to be somebody like Van Gogh and
Right.
what have you, that's a lot of work and training, and people see the instant value
Right.
between the two final pictures.
Right.
If you think about it, this is a good example.
Yeah.
The only ones that ever made good money out of using other people's art was somebody like Andy Warhol.
Oh, right. Yeah. That's true.
Was he an artist or was he not an artist?
Right. Right. And
Well, he wasn't creative, but he was very good at
he's
replicating.
creative. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, and I was thinking like you're talking about like the different levels and stuff. So, how we use our AI backgrounds. So if I move this way,
Hmm.
it's like I don't know, what is this thing, right? Like this like weird Tumblr thing behind me, right? Like AI just
Yeah,
throws in random weird stuff. The one that you
yes,
had, the option where your
yeah. Well, let's have a look.
the picnic basket
Yeah,
was on fire in the previous one.
yeah. Well, I'll change it over. But look,
Okay,
we've
yeah.
got a wine bottle with maybe breadsticks in it,
Yeah.
which you would never get that many breadsticks in a wine bottle. And why would you have a pineapple in a square basket like that? That doesn't really look like
Oh,
picnic
you're right.
food.
That's hilarious. And
Um,
like what at what picnic do you have like all those pumpkins and baskets? Like you have a
yeah.
basket. Like how
Hmm.
many pumpkins are you eating at this picnic?
Yeah. Well, if you notice, the other thing I've noticed is apart from maybe the bread, everything is raw.
You're right. Everything is yeah, because I'm like, is that
Yeah.
corn on the cob there in the corner? Like
Um.
that's
Oh, what?
in
You
the
mean
front
with what?
corner on the
Yeah.
yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
that one.
thought actually you might be right. I
I
think
thought
it's
it was
corn on the
ears of
cob.
corn that like haven't been fully shucked.
Yes, you're right. And I think there's carrots on the other plates by the
Yeah,
looks
these
of it.
carrots. Uh-huh.
Um. I thought that was bread behind the nuts near the basket of oranges.
Right.
Assuming they're oranges and not onions. Then we got
Right.
like the pineapple thing, red bowl of fruits.
Right. So it's like yeah, so it's like it looks good at first glance, and then you're like, wait, what is all this stuff? Like, okay, what do I have to eat?
Yeah.
I'm like, are those apples or tomatoes behind me?
I think they're apples,
And
maybe
then
plums,
are
maybe
those,
some raw potatoes.
and then what's on the plate? They look like tater tots.
Yeah, I think they're raw potatoes. You got the
Oh,
tumbler.
okay. Yeah, it's like,
Um,
is that
we
like a
got a plate
bottle
of
of
some.
soy sauce or something, like next to the wine glass?
Yeah, could be. We have this glass of drink, but no bottle to actually serve the drink
Right,
there. A bit
right,
like the wine in my
right,
glass, or a glass of water. But we got
right,
breadsticks in the bottles. There's nothing to serve the drinks on.
right. So,
Um,
yes, so very funny.
here's the
Just
other one that we had.
interesting.
So
Yes,
with
there
the
we go.
same command. The
Paul
same
Nick,
command, it comes out this, and we look like we have a fire out of a basket
it's
with
so funny. And
the
look, there's a
peach in it.
plate on top of a plate, like
Yeah.
over, you see that, right?
Uh-huh.
You have a plate on top of a plate. You have,
On
I
top of
don't,
breadsticks.
yeah, and like, and then the bowl in front of the fire bowl, the basket, are those like, it looks like a something that's not real, right? But it's like an egg
Yeah.
roll, something fried. Like to me, it looks like something
Yeah.
fried. Yeah.
Breadsticks or spring rolls type things.
Yeah, right, right.
Pot of
Um,
lavender and then a little pot on the other side of the fire with flowers.
right,
And we got a candle there. Okay, I guess you could have that. We've got a little
right.
bottle of drink on the other side.
That's just it. Yeah, you've got like it looks like a small milk jug with water in it.
Yeah.
On one side,
Apart
while
from the fire.
the other person has water in a wine glass.
Yeah. Apart from the fire in the basket,
Yeah.
the food on there looks a bit more easier than my previous one.
Yes, it does.
Like the food on top of a plate, on top of a
Yeah,
plate, on top of a
other
bit
than
of
the plate
bread.
on top of a plate.
Yeah.
Yes, very funny.
And is it me that the fire looks like a phoenix?
What'd you say?
Is it me, but the fire looks like it's a phoenix coming out of the
Oh,
flames?
it does. Oh my gosh. That's funny. Oh my goodness. It's so goofy. Yeah. And
Yeah.
because also because I don't understand how AI works in the back, like, like the
Hmm.
technical part of it, it's just like, how does that come to be? Like, that's wild that that's what it gives you. You're like, well, here's your fall picnic. One of your baskets is on fire. You didn't ask
Yeah.
for that, but like, just
Oh, it was basically
just
picnic,
how it
Halloween.
generates.
I think I put picnic, Halloween, festival, harvest festival. I think I put something like that.
Okay, that's hilarious.
And no, like 4 words just to get it. And
Right. And mine
now some
was
of the other ones be more.
I did two words, fall picnic. But I told you
Okay.
I first put in Thanksgiving and I got really
Mm.
generic, boring, like illustration type things that just said like Happy Thanksgiving, like in his
Yeah.
background. There weren't
Hmm.
any like realistic looking things. Because I was thinking like maybe I'll put like a Thanksgiving table behind me or whatever.
Hmm.
But yeah, so then I was like, how about a fall picnic? Um, yeah. So So I know you and I have stuff to discuss offline. So should we say cheery bye
To
to
everybody.
YouTube? Yeah.
Yeah, we can
And
do that.
okay, so let's see. The content is being sent to YouTube. I think I can just click stop. So we'll say